How y'all doing? I'm Nia Rose, and I'm here with my good friend Muhteyoh, the creative. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
On a scale of 1 to elated, like where would you put yourself? And it's okay if it's not elated.
Kill. I don't know. I would say that I'm pretty. I guess I'm pretty elated now.
Now,
Yeah.
why you say that?
It's outside.
Just
Chilling.
outside.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Mhm.
All right, you said something. If you're unsure of yourself, you should listen to me.
Oh my gosh. I did say that.
What does that mean to you? Like, do you feel unsure of yourself often?
Do I hold it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I would say there are often times where I feel unsure of myself in like a split second, and then I just like gaslight myself into like being like, no, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I think more people should like lay into like their insecurities and like use them as like their superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think your insecurities came from? Like, do you know the source of, okay, this is where I first felt doubt in this area, or this is the situation that first brought that insecurity alive?
Um, I don't know. I actually like this is gonna sound weird, but I don't have like many
No, that's
insecurities.
good.
Like when I was a kid, I had like pimples on my back, so I was just like, I don't want to go to the pool because it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
But like as you grow older, it's just kind of like, oh, this doesn't really matter. Like
Yeah.
everybody looks different, so
Yeah.
you know. But I think if I am insecure about something, I kind of just like I just lean into it. Honestly, like I just dive in. I'm just like, well, nothing I can really do about it. So,
Lean into it in what way? Like, showcase it, or?
um, well, I would say, like, say for today, like, I didn't know what I wanted to wear. I didn't have, like, any new merch because, like, I'm lazy. So I was like, I'm going to just throw this on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, it's hot outside, but it's just like, you just got to commit. So
Yeah.
I'm a big, like, I'm going to just commit.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, yeah.
I love that. And so, for those of you who don't know, Muhteyoh is a rapper, creative in a lot of different ways. Just dropped a project, Lavender, in February, right? You released it in February?
Yeah, I think it's like the 16th of February.
February 16th. I was listening to it last night. It was so beautiful. One of my favorite songs was Stan, and you were basically just like going through the timeline of your artistry. You know, you're shouting out High Life, you're shouting out, I think Summer's Over, just shouting out the different years of your process. Do you feel proud of how you've come so far, or do you feel like there's a long way to go?
Um, there's always room for growth. I'm definitely proud of like the works that I've done, prior to Lavender because without those there is no current me, there is no Lavender. But yeah, I'm proud. I think when I make music, I often actually go back to old projects to make sure like there's a consistency of like integrity or whatever, and kind of like make sure that there's a streamline of like similar like kind of like thought process or whatever, just to make sure I'm not kind of like off the rails, but being progressive is definitely like in the forefront type beat, yeah.
Are you looking at other artists and what they're doing to like level up, or is it just really about what you're bringing from Muhteyoh?
Um, so if I'm making a project, I actually do my best not to listen to anything else because I don't want to subconsciously hear something and like use this cadence or this flow and it's just like, oh, that's because Scissor just dropped something and that's the similar 808 or something. Like I tried to actually just lock in.
Right.
Like I didn't listen to really anything other than like my peers,
Yeah.
their music. That was about it. Yeah.
And I saw you talking about this album like 2 years ago. So for
Yes.
2 years, you're only listening to yourself, to your crew. Shout out Lay Gang.
Shout out Late Gang. um, well, it okay. So for not listening to anything else for 2 years, that's kind of like not that didn't happen. But I would say one thing I did do was I listened to the radio a lot. I listened to the radio because I wanted for this project. One of my goals, like I didn't care if it got like 10,000 whatever's or anything like that. I wanted like some of my friends, like my women friends, to mess with the project.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to be like, yo, I can get ready and beat my face to this. Like that was like a goal for me. So I would listen to the radio and see like what's on. I would watch like my friends and see the stories they're posting, what type of music they're playing.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of use it as like inspiration more so. I wouldn't like go back and listen to the song, but I just kind of keep my ear to that and see like
Yeah.
what that was and see what moved them in that way.
Yeah, I love that. It's giving research. Lately, I was just talking to my friend about like, is everybody happy? Like, is everybody?
Like currently?
Yeah, yeah. Like, also, if my lips start sweating, just it's the sun. Like, we're directly in the sun. But I just been thinking about, are people? Is there anybody that has just like a current state of happiness, but then maybe some things may happen and it disappointing? Or because I feel like for me, my baseline is feeling low. You know what I'm saying? And I just, yeah.
Okay. No, I mean that's okay. I feel like a lot of people are actually, I don't want to use the D word, but a lot of
Right.
people are like not having it.
Right, and I'm wondering why that is. And I say that to say, just to tie it back into you, I really admire just like all of the effort and artistry that you put into your project. Who, and like you said, who knows who's going to listen to it? Who knows what numbers it's going to do? But it's like when you listen to it, it's like, this is excellence. It was made with so much love, you know? And I just think about like, what what keeps people going? What is the reason people are waking up? You know, like what would you say is that for you? Like your reason for, I'm gonna give my all in this album no matter what, or I'm gonna wake up and be my authentic self. What's your reason basically?
I would say my reason is like, so for me, like not to get like super deep, but like
Get deep.
I like the way it might not, I try not to like compare myself to other people, but like the way that I make music and art is because like it's really therapeutic for me. Like
Yeah.
I was like, this project takes place. It's kind of like the birth of like the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I needed to do it. Like for me, I had like a poster board in my room of just like all these moods and all these different like emotions and stuff. And for me, it was just like I kind of have to do this. Like so,
Wow.
I don't want to continue to feel these things, and I don't want to continue to do these same habits. So for me, it was kind of like putting it out was a goal of like growth. You feel me? So for me, it's just kind of like I had this picture of like, I can't remember if it's a quote from this hood classic, but I think it was like, this is just a bad day, not a bad life.
Yeah.
And like I had that on my phone throughout the process because it's just like right now might suck, but like later might be better, you know?
Yeah.
So
I love that. You had these feelings on the wall that you wanted to put into this project. This was your expression. This was your therapy. You know what I'm saying? So when you wanted a release, you went into the stew. Basically, that's what you're saying.
I did.
No, I love that. One of your lyrics, you talk about, I'm fighting my demons on my own. How do you fight your own demons? What do those demons look like? I know that's kind of personal, so you don't have to share what you don't want to share, but
I feel like it's relatable because a lot of people are fighting like silent battles.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I meant. I feel like no matter how many friends you have around you, no matter how many times your family calls you, at the end of the day, you go to bed by yourself. Mm-hmm. Like in your head, even if you're next to somebody, you might still feel alone. So it's just like sometimes only you can really pull yourself up. Someone can give you a hug and you might not feel it. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, it was just kind of like, at points, I felt like I didn't really have anyone that would understand how I was feeling. Yeah. They could relate, but everyone's experience is different. Even the fact that you and I are sitting here, you're having a different experience because you're on that side and I'm over here. Yeah. So I feel like it was just kind of like my take on that, how I was feeling at that point. It's just like, this is just kind of how I feel, and I just wanted to like convey that because like a lot of the times it does feel like that. Yeah. But you gotta like pull yourself out of there, you know.
Do you feel like people should aim for a particular mindset so that they're not feeling lonely, or is that another thing where it's just like that's a part of life, you know, being in those seasons where you're alone?
I think that you kind of have to meet yourself where you are sometimes and figure out like where you're at, because sometimes it is that season. Sometimes you're in a season of like a lot of sacrifices or separation or what it may be, and you kind of just have to like be real with yourself and be like, you know what, it's okay. I'm here, but I'm not gonna stay here. But it's okay to like understand where you're at. I think a lot of times people are just like, it's okay to be sad, and it's like, yeah, it is, but like, don't like get comfortable there, because like it'll like suck you in.
Do you feel like you see yourself? Do you feel like you're able to meet yourself and know yourself and trust yourself?
I feel like I see myself a lot more now. I think like it's been a heck of a journey. Um, but I think that it was all like necessary. I think I definitely can like to be like, I guess, self-aware or whatever. It's definitely not an overnight, thing. So I feel like I definitely can like see myself now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays we're all on social media, on like 5 different types of social media. We're seeing, different artists put out everything, different content creators. What is something that like you're tired of seeing on social media, and what's something that you want to see more of? Sweating like crazy.
Um, what am I tired of seeing on social media? I'm honestly tired of seeing anybody on social media who hasn't texted me back, because I have like there might have been somebody I muted, but like I'm not really a blocker. I'm not a unless you're like wilding like I have. Well, I'm not even gonna put that out there, but people who don't like respect your boundaries, sometimes you gotta like do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm tired of seeing like people imitate what they think a good time is. Like just if you're like weird and you like whatever it is you like that.
Can you tell? Can you tell when somebody's imitating? Like
Yeah,
you're
for
not
sure.
really having fun.
For sure. Yeah. I did a post after an event, and it was all these sticky notes, and that was I had said something. I forgot what I said exactly, but I think there can be a lot of like imposter syndrome because of social media. I feel like everybody gets on social media and they think they're a celebrity, and it's just like
I mean, I am a celebrity.
I feel that. I feel like a celebrity's like if that's like a state of mind or like a lifestyle or a goal. I just feel like you kind of have to be a little bit more realistic in real life, because like social media doesn't exist right now. If someone is to walk by, they're not going to know who Nia Rose is. Like they might, but 9 times out of 10, that person over there laying down is just chilling. I feel like a little bit more authenticity is cool. Like I feel like I shouldn't have to worry about like if I should edit this picture to post it because it's not going to get that many likes. You feel me? Like, but I don't know. I'm in between the generations. I feel like sometimes. So.
And something you want to see more of. See how you get.
I want to see. I did. I peeped that. I just want to see people enjoy what it is they put out. I feel like as a creator who like is a sensitive but not gonna really care how you feel about it, because I did it for myself probably. Just be you authentically, because I can tell when it's not. And I feel like anyone who really like takes the time to like really like figure out those little nuances of their craft, they can tell, and the people can tell. They can always tell. So, yeah.
I love that. Something else you said. You were on Real Mumbo, her interview. Shout out her. And you were just talking about just knowing yourself and being grounded in yourself, because a lot of times people, they follow you because of you as an individual brand. You know what I'm saying? Like they're invested in you as an individual. Sometimes when I think of that, I get overwhelmed, because I'm like, okay, what is people's perception of me? Because I also think, people who go on social media, they might see me one way, like, oh my gosh, she's so like jolly and upbeat and amazing, and I'm just like, y'all don't even know, like, this is truly me, but this is a part of me. So sometimes I'm feel conflicted with what is this responsibility, as I guess a creative or an artist with a platform. I don't know if that you understand that
No, I
question.
feel that. I think honestly, I think when you become a creative, you kind of like play yourself in a way because now you have to be responsible for
Right.
everyone's like opinion that doesn't really like shouldn't really be your concern.
Yeah.
I would just say that a wise man would say, "With great power comes great responsibility." So I feel like, shoot, it was something I wanted to say, but I kind of like lost my train of thought a little bit.
That's okay.
Oh, what I was gonna say was, oh, you're saying people's perception.
Yeah.
I think that like you just got to do you in a way because I think I had tweeted something where I was just like, sorry, I was crying. And that was a real thought because sometimes you get on there, you post your little June dump, and it's just like, bro, I just had a breakdown before I posted that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like maybe it took a lot for me to post that. Maybe like I
Yeah.
was really going through like the sticks. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, with me, I have a lot of friends on social media who are like, I know them in real life, and I be seeing them go through the motions, and I'll actually care. A lot of
Yeah.
people will just keep tapping.
Yeah.
Like you see your friend's mom in the hospital, and you'll keep tapping.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's cool to put a little prayer hand or actually be like, text them.
Yeah.
That stuff matters.
Yeah.
It could, not to get deep, but it could save a life. You never know.
No, that's
You
facts.
know?
That's facts. Okay, last question. When do you feel like just true bliss and just the spirit of love? When do you feel that?
That's a good question. The spirit of love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know.
I can give an example. Like when I have an idea and I take the time to prepare it and just see it come to life, I feel the spirit of love. When my sister, she told me I help her to love herself better, that made me feel like, okay, that made me feel the spirit of love. Or even just like what I'm surrounded by, people I love, that's when I feel like this is what life is about. Like it's worth being alive. You know what I'm saying? Are there examples of that for you where just like, wow, love exists and life is worth living?
I guess like when I guess it's somebody that I'm close with, like I love that person or I'm in love with that person. If the slightest, it could be something really stupid. Honestly, like it might just be the fact that they like thought about you, like they bought you a candle or something, and you're just like, dang, I feel seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like little things like that make me feel like, I guess the spirit of love. Yeah, I would say maybe like something like that, or just like spending like an uninterrupted like moment with like someone that you are passionate about or that you care for. Just like the stuff that I guess no one cares to put on social media. So yeah, just I don't know, man.
I love that. Okay, real last thing. Let the people know anything you want to tell them about your project, about your work, all that.
Um, so I dropped a project. It's called Lavender. It's about an F boy in recovery. I have a show July 22nd. That's like the most important thing. Did you say where to follow me? Are we doing that?
Yeah, do that.
Oh God, don't follow me. It's not worth it. No. I'm Popular Outcast without an A. On Instagram and Muhteyoh Muhteyoh on Twitter. And I be on Tumblr sometimes too, where real people exist.
Thank you so much, and thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time on This Is For Me. Bye.